Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Aainaa binti Rokid. I am a student from Center for Foundation Studies, IIUM Petaling Jaya. A very good day to my lecturer, Madam Anibah, my fellow classmates, friends, and hi to everyone who is watching. Today, I'm going to present to you a persuasive speech for my oral communication subject entitled Humans Should Not Depend on Machine. Okay, as technology improves, more and more people are depending on machines. Some people really enjoy using machines as if they can. They will never do things by hand. However, some other people worry about this tendency. Thus, they encourage people not to depend too heavily on machines. Machine is any object that reduces the amount of human effort needed to complete a task. In other words, anything that helps humans work less to get something done. I want you to agree that a strong dependency on machines can be a bad thing. Strong dependency on machines give negative impacts on the aspects of humans' expertise, job opportunity, students' educations, and environment. I want you to believe that machines decrease humans' expertise. Humans should not depend on machine because it will decrease humans' expertise. Machine makes humans lose skills and abilities, and we become lazy. Before people get to have a job, they will be tested on their special skills and abilities, and because of their good performance, they get employed. After several months and years working, they become an expert in their own design, and the authority or the company where they're working become bigger and bigger. So, a big amount of money has been invested for machines in order to support the works division and maintenances. Next few years, more and more machines are invented in the company and less people are needed. Most of the workers are placed in the office and the field work leaves up to the machines. Supposedly, this situation should not be happened if the skills and abilities that we have are not continuously applied and practiced. It will slowly diminish and blunt. Next, machine makes us become lazy. When wheels was invented, it was a big invention, but it did not make people much lazier because they could only pull objects with them instead of carrying them. Nevertheless, as the technology of the wheels improves, people decided to use animals to pull them so that they do less work. A few thousand years later on, some people now complain to walk a few blocks to get something. However, at a time in the past, our ancestors often had to walk miles for the nearest resources, assuming that there was any nearby. It is obviously that the more technologies improve, the more we push that technology to do for us, and the less we realize how lazy we are becoming. Next, I want you to agree that machine cut job opportunity. The invented machine cut job opportunity. People face difficulty in searching for job. Nowadays, it is not easy to find a job, neither in city nor in rural areas. For example, in rural areas, people who doing a paddy field plantation used to hire a lot of workers when the season for harvesting came, but now all the crops are handled by the machines. Then, the farmer workers need to find another job to earn money for their poor family. On the other hand, People who live in city have to give up their job because the employer need to cover up the utility bills for the new invested machines and no more needs for their services. According to David Rockman, 2013, robots and advanced automation have been common in many types of manufacturing for decades. In the United States and China, the world's manufacturing powerhouses, fewer people work in manufacturing today than in 1997. Thanks at least in part to automation. Modern automotive plants, many of them were transformed by industrial robotics in the 1980s. Routinely used machines that autonomously weld and paint body parts, tasks that were once handled by humans. Besides that, I want you to believe students should not be taught by machine. It is not suitable to use machine for educational purposes. Many teachers use gadgets to make it easier for teaching. It is true that using gadgets like video slides can help to attract the students' attention and they will easily understand the subject. But there are some students who do not really understand and have a difficulty and need an extra time in catching up the methods or steps that are shown in the slides. These people need help from their teachers to teach them manually, especially in subjects that involve calculating, such as mathematics and physics. In the book, At Issues, Has Technology Increased Learning? Recent study claims that prolonged exposure to images on flat screens hinders the development of visual skills that are needed for learning, such as adjusting the eye to focus to and from nearby and distant objects. Next, machines divert students' attention. During classes, college students work on their laptops. Some argue that laptops can make students less engaged in the classroom experience. In the book Electronic Devices in Schools, according to David Cole, a professor at Georgetown University Law Center, notes that students who have laptops spend too much time on extensive note-taking and not on the actual issues that are being discussed. He also has found that students get distracted by various computer temptations such as surfing the web, checking email, or sending instant messages to friends. Apart from that, I want you to agree that machine causes pollution. The usages of machine affect the environment. Bad smoke released from factories. Manufacturing products are happened in factories, and many different materials are used for many times in the creative process. The chemicals, heat, and waste from the new products need to be removed from the factory. Open air vents, smokestacks, and chimneys release the pollution from the factory into the air. There are billions of factories over the world releasing pollution. We can see black smokes over one factory is released repeatedly all around the world. As long as the machines are being used, pollution will be happen continuously. For example, large cities such as Los Angeles have a layer of smoke, which is polluted air over the whole city. If air pollution continues to be released in the future, the earth will have an additional ring around that consists of polluted air from factories, cars, and people. I have prepared for you a video so that you will have a better understanding on how the environment, have a better image on how the environment is affected by the machines.
The severe smog now enveloping France and Belgium is largely caused by motor vehicle exhaust and factory smoke. Air pollution is dispersed when the warm air at the Earth's surface rises to the higher atmosphere. Warm days and cool nights in the spring cause temperature inversion, where the surface air that has cooled overnight becomes trapped. This causes a smog buildup that can only be dispersed by winds. The Paris traffic restriction, effective from 5:30 a.m. to midnight on Monday, permits vehicles with odd number license plate numbers to drive. Even numbered plates will be allowed to drive on Tuesday if the restriction continues.
Okay. People, do you realize that who have created the machines? It is human. So, human power is greater than machine power. To do things with fast, we created machines. But machines cannot think. That thinking power beats the machine power. Moreover, Islam has highlighted the importance of thinking in every human's nature. Hence, we need to think first in everything we do and cannot just blindly make use of the machine. This is important because people who rely excessively on machines are actually in a state of hindering their thinking skills. To conclude, we as humans should not depend on machine because it will decrease humans' expertise, cut the job opportunities, not suitable for the educational purposes, and affects the environment. So, I really hope that you will agree with me that we as humans should not depend on machine. Thank you. That's all from me. Have a good day.